Welcome back, everybody. Busy Monday show rolling on. I am beyond pumped for our next guest to join us. We talked about it off the top of the show. Moorhead claimed a first state hockey championship on Saturday night, a thrilling 7-6 win over Stillwater. In the process, Mason Kraft scored 4 goals in the state championship game. Then yesterday, he gets named Mr. Hockey. And then the highlight of the week, now he gets to appear on Hot Mic. After what is his 10th interview, he was telling me over the last couple of days as we welcome him on to the show. First off, congratulations. Has this actually set in now you're back home, that what you guys just did?
Yeah, thank you so much. No, not really. It still kind of doesn't feel real. All the boys were talking last night how, it's honestly just something that you can't really put into words, and it's a feeling that you'll never forget. But no, it doesn't feel real for sure, and it surely hasn't sunk in yet.
All right, let's go back to Thursday night. Lakeville South is up a couple goal, I think 4-2. What's going on? I had Coach Ammerman on the show on Friday. What are you guys talking about? Is there any panic, or what's going on the bench when it's 4-2 on Thursday night?
Yeah, we knew Lakeville South was going to be a really good hockey team. They were 13 of their last 14 games they won,
Oh.
so we knew that they were really hot and that they were going to play us hard. But everyone was just kept preaching, keep doing what we've been doing all year. We were really good at just taking it shift by shift and kind of grinding teams down. And if you go out there and you kind of are in the offensive zone and doing what you're supposed to be doing, then it helps the next line because the other team starts to wear down. And I think that's really what happened on Thursday.
Say there was 2 plays in that game Thursday night because we're watching a couple of the highlights. There was Charlie Stencham had a save when you guys are down 2 goals that's going to get lost. It was a great save, and then you guys came back and scored 2 goals basically to tie it at 4. That, to me, Mason, that seemed like it was maybe a game saver because if they score there, it's 5-2, and boy, that's a different ball game then.
Yeah, for sure. Chuck was really good for us all weekend, and that was a really big save for sure. But I think something that like people don't really take into consideration is Morehead has never got like those lucky bounces
Yeah.
or lucky breaks ever. And this was the first year where it seemed that I threw a puck off the skate in one game and it just went in. We got stuff like that happened. So I think Ethan Monsagan is looking down on us, playing some strength from heaven. So.
That's a good point. There was also 2 reviews that went your guys' way as well. That never happens at
Yep.
state either.
Yeah, nope. This was just our year. It was our year.
Take me into before the game Saturday. You guys, you're sitting in the locker room. What's the mentality? What is anything being said before you guys go out and take the ice Saturday night?
No, we're just a really loose group, It's a group that doesn't get too high or too low, and we're just staying in the moment. We're kind of just trying to take it all in, honestly. And I mean, us seniors obviously knew no matter the result, it was our last time putting on that Spuds sweater, and obviously it was a great way to go out.
You had not had great starts the first 2 games at state. That was the complete opposite of Saturday. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, are you sitting on the bench when it's 4-0? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, well, when they called their timeout, the first 2 nights, Matt didn't say anything about our starts, and Saturday night, he said this is gonna be a really big start, and, I mean, we had a really good start, and he kinda pulled us in when they were having our timeout and made a little joke. He's like, "Well, if I just had to ask for a good start, I would've asked for it." So, that was pretty funny.
You mentioned that first goal that you scored. I mean, that's such a fluke goal. I mean, what are you thinking in the back of your mind? Like, this may be our night. If that's going to go in, we may have a great shot to win this thing.
I honestly kind of blacked out, I'm not gonna lie. First goal of the game in the state championship is, I mean, something you dream of as a kid, right? And no, I was trying to go to Evan Warner, actually. I was not trying to bank that off the Stillwater player. So, but yeah, it was our night for whatever reason.
So when they make it 7-6, and obviously I thought immediately of the Hill Murray game. I don't know if you guys did, because obviously that went 8-7. What went through you guys' mind when they make it a 7-6 game?
Yeah, I mean, in between the second and third, we talked about how Hail Murray did the exact same thing to us and
Yeah.
how we weren't going to let that happen. And I think even when they made it 7-6, we were all still so confident. And The bench like never wavered. Everyone who was going out there was giving it like literally over 100%. It was honestly insane to see how much we wanted it, and I think that's why we won. We just weren't going to be denied that night.
So the final seconds are ticking off here, which probably had to feel like, I don't know, a half hour. You mentioned you blacked out earlier. Do you have any recollection of the final 5 seconds of the game?
All I know is they felt like 1,000 seconds. It's really funny when you're on the opposite end, when you're losing, how it feels like such a short time, and when
Yep.
you're winning, it feels like forever. Um, all I remember is just chucking my gloves and sticks up and just being like just having so much gratitude for what we just did, and thinking of everyone that's came before you that who has had a part in what we just did. I mean, we were the players, obviously, but there's so much that goes into it. There's all the youth coaches, the high school coaches, of course, and even the people that are doing our team meals, the parents, the staff at the rinks. It's something that the whole community gets to share.
Who was the first person you hugged? Do you remember?
Um, I th- I think I hugged Graydon Quaid, maybe, or I don't even remember. I don't remember, but I know I went to John. John was the first coach I hugged.
What was that moment like?
It was emotional. It was really emotional, and something that I'll never forget, and something that me and John will get to share the rest of our lives for sure.
Was there anything said then, Mason, or no? Was it an unspoken hug there at the end?
Just that he was so proud of me and the season I had, and I can't thank John enough for what he did this year. He was such a good coach, and I love the guy.
The scenes that went really viral were actually well after the game. Tell me about going back to the hotel and what that scene was like.
Yeah, I think that's where it really hit me what we just did. You walk in the hotel and there's thousands and thousands of people chanting for the Spuds, and standing up on that table with all the boys and showing the trophy off and just seeing the emotion on everyone's faces, where it was like, wow, we really just did that, and it just showed how much it meant to everyone that was a part of it.
I got to ask about two guys because the place went nuts for. The first was Larry Knutson. As you know, he's called games for 50 years. You guys made a point of giving him the trophy. What was that moment like? Describe that.
Yeah, that was really special for Larry for sure, and obviously to see that, he's been waiting for it. Well, I mean, probably just as long, if not longer, than anyone. He's been around since the start, and he really deserved that moment, and it was really cool to see him lift that trophy.
The other is Dennis Bushy. And for people, Mason, that are not in Moorhead hockey, give us the lowdown on what Bushy means to you and to everybody that's ever laced up skates in Moorhead.
Dennis Bushy is what makes Morehead hockey run. He does anything and everything for the kids to see us succeed, no matter what it is. If it's opening the rink at 3:30 in the morning, if he had to, he would get to the rink at 3:30 in the morning to open the doors for a kid. If it's cleaning the toilets, he'll do that. It's whatever it takes from him, and I think that's why when we started chanting Bushy, that I mean, those are the reasons. He was just such a big part of it, and there's so many people that were a part of this.
And then it wasn't done because you had the Mr. Hockey banquet yesterday and you won that. I mean, this is an emotional, I don't know if roller coaster is the right way to describe it. When you heard your name yesterday, what went through your mind then?
Yeah, just lots of emotions. 9 other players there that very easily could have won it, and I was obviously super honored to be able to be picked with all those great players there and all the players that have won before it or even been up for it. It's just such a cool honor, and I can't thank my parents enough for pushing me every day, and they're a big reason why I've become the man and person I am today. And my teammates, of course.
4 goals in 2 of your last 3 games. Here comes Captain Obvious question. Is that the best hockey you've played in your life?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best 3-day stretch I've ever played. I don't really know why, but for some reason, God decided that this was my week, and yeah, it's something that I'm still emotional about. I don't really have words to describe it, but it's something super cool, and I obviously had a good week, but it's the team.
Yeah.
I'm the benefactor of lots of great plays for my teammates. I just happen to be lucky and be in the right spot at times, and I can't say enough good things about my teammates, and they're really the reason why I was able to have such a good weekend.
Mace, how does this change Moorhead hockey going forward? Always it was, well, they're the Cinderellas. They've always finished runner-up. That's not the case anymore. How does that change the narrative or the description of Moorhead hockey, in your opinion, now going into the future?
Yeah, it's obviously something really big that we get that first one lifted off our backs a little bit, but I think the cool thing about Morehead is we just want another one.
Mm.
The work isn't going to stop. It's going to be the exact same program, and once we got obviously we got the first one. I mean, now we want the second one, and we're going to want the third, and we're going to want the fourth. I think that's what makes Morehead so special.
The real world beckons for you. That means United States Hockey League and obviously Mankato after that. So give us what's next for for you and your hockey playing future?
Yeah, I plan to go to Cedar Rapids here, play there this spring, and come back, have a really good summer in the weight room, on the ice with my dad, and then go back to Cedar Rapids for a year, and then hopefully go into Mankato. That's my goal.
You mentioned your dad. He's been on the show a handful of times. What was that moment like with you guys to share that?
Really emotional, and really cool. He's pushed me so hard, and sometimes you ask in your head, why is he doing this? But he clearly knows what works, and he played at the highest level, so you take it all in, and to be able to hug him after the game and just kind of share it together is something that I will never forget.
This was a win that resonated beyond Moorhead. Did you guys get a sense of that, or is it even now that there are people that attached to this that maybe have no attachment to Moorhead, but were cheering for you guys to win? Did you get a sense of that?
Yeah, we felt that, especially on Friday night against Edina. I think there was probably, I mean, there was their section on the one end, but after that, there was probably 15,000 people standing when Zach Zimmerman scored that goal. It was really cool to see. And then even Saturday, you could sense how many people were happy for us. And then at the XL Center on Sunday at the Wild game, there's so many people congratulating us. Just they were all so happy that we finally got that first one, and it's something really cool.
I know you're exhausted. I really appreciate you giving us a few minutes. Congratulations, all of Moorhead. I don't know if the statue's going up soon, but it should. Thanks so much for the time, bud, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Mason Kraft, Mr. Hockey 2025 Moorhead State Champion, as the Spuds beat Lakeville South, beat Edina, and then Stillwater to win the state championship. Pretty good stuff there, and we appreciate him giving us a few minutes here this morning. We'll take our final break. We come back, got a couple emails to get to. We got to salute a couple other of state champions, and we'll say goodbye. Hot Mike wraps right after this.